Hello. How are we all doing today? We have some construction going on a little bit down the street, so I'm hoping that either they'll be done soon or that you can't hear it at all. It may cause an increased amount of cursing from me because it is very loud and I don't like it. Okay, anything important to say? I have put up for my patrons all the originals that are going to be going up in my shop and on my imprint, excuse me, on the 14th, which is this Monday. So my patrons get to know what the new batch is. You can know what that batch is too if you decide to become a patron, and tiers start at $1. So it's very affordable. Here's the ones that went up this Monday, so on the 8th. So the bird scissors, which have gotten me many accolades, is up for sale. I've also got a video of all of these on my socials. A little Yawmask waiting at a gravestone. This one, like, my idea for it was so sad. So you can see that Tim here passed away and Mary hasn't yet. So Mary left flowers for Tim, excuse me, and the Yawmask is Tim, because according to their lore, Yawmask are made when somebody passes away. So basically, he's been hanging out by his tombstone and not letting his wife see him so that she can get on with her life. So yeah, Heartbreaking Headcanons by Katie. Let's see, we've got this one, which is these ones with the typography are from my Year of Lyrics project. And I can actually pull up the whole friggin' list for you to see those because I sometimes prepare things. Yeah. This is actually the first one that I posted on my Patreon when I made it. Week 16, and this is from a Hozier song. This one is one of my favorites. I really hope somebody who likes it gets it. That's one of the things with art, like all of these feel like your babies, and so you hope that they go to somebody who would really appreciate them. This one is fun because it has a cutout. And this is a double. So trouble haunts my mind. Tomorrow will be kinder. That's a duo from the same song. A curse word. So some of these are available for prints and some aren't. But I did make a video that said which ones were available for what. You guys watched me do this one. You didn't watch me do this one, but you did watch me do this one. And then the original art for the rainy day sticker sheet that I have listed in my shop, that's up for sale now as prints too. So if you don't want to get the original, which is more expensive, you can get some prints. And then this one, which is just a weird shape. So all those are available in my shop, and some are available as prints as well, which is so exciting. Oh, I do have one of the sticker sheets in here. Stickers. Boop, boop, boop. And hopefully after we get this guy done, I'll be doing another sticker order. I guess I can reveal this now. So I was playing around with some sticker sizes and stuff because I do want to sell an individual of the bird scissor. That's also going to be part of a sheet. And then one of my other Year of Lyrics I wanted to make into a sticker because I think this is a good sticker design. So I was playing around with sizing, which means I just print them out in black and white and cut them out, and I'm like, what kind of sticker size would I want? I think for the bird scissors, this is original size. So this is what it is in like how I painted it. This one's a little bit smaller, and I think the smaller works a bit better. I think it'll be able to be stuck on various surfaces better as a small one versus big. And then this guy, which is again smaller than I actually made it. But I think this is also a pretty good size, a reasonable size. So those are going to be coming sometime to a Tundra Katie Bean shop near you on the interwebs. And then I think I'm also going to do the skull as a sticker, individual sticker, and the hat as a sticker. This is also going to be a sticker sheet, but I'm thinking individual stickers of those two since they're kind of the focal parts. But we'll see how I feel about the hat once it's finished. But that's our next steps. Although that is a fair amount of money to drop for all the stickers, so we'll see what I can manage at once. Because, yeah, art's expensive, both to produce and buy. Okay, so we are going to continue on with this hat. I did a few layers of ochre and then did some umber on top of that with some blotting by a paper towel, and I'm going to finish that off with a gray layer that's going to make it a bit darker because I don't want it to be straight up brown because I think that is too similar to a franchise I don't want to deal with since I put patches and tears on it. So that's our next step. I also got a lot of cleaning done yesterday, so the next step is tearing up the carpet in the room that I want to be able to set up my Arden and stream so that I can actually have more days and more streaming hours. Because a lot of stuff I need to do physical art, but I can't stay set up in the living room all the time. So that's exciting. I also actually bought and received an office chair that hopefully will allow me to sit cross-legged in it because I cannot sit like a straight or neurotypical person. That's just a fact about me. If you didn't know, you know now. Ooh, I forgot to publish the VOD from last time on my archive channel. Not that it matters because nobody's watching this, but I think getting in the habit now is a good idea for me. I say habit as if I don't have to actively think about it every single time I do something. And I think we finally hit a playlist where I don't get screwed over by copyright stuff on YouTube or here, which is good. That was very frustrating for me. The whole, across social media platforms, the whole, well, you can use this music here and not this music here, and you can use this here and not here, and if you use this here, we're going to shadow ban you forever. It's just, it drives me insane. How do kids discover music these days if not through AMVs on various websites? Because like you just straight up can't really do that anymore. think that's pretty good. Oh, the camera's a little bit dark today, isn't it? It was fine a second ago, but the sun was out. Listen to me? Let's see, how's that? It may just be because there's more dark stuff on the bottom of this page. I think that's a little bit better. I've also got my stream pulled up on a different device because if I tried to do it on my laptop, I think it would just burst into flame and start crying. Okay, I'm gonna put shut up construction. Nobody cares. Well, this is still damp. I'm gonna do some shading, but I think this is the color I really want in the end, so. Next, I just need to do the colors for the patch and the feather and the ribbon here, which I think I decided what color I wanted to do last time and then I didn't write it down, so we're gonna redecide. Probably want to do magenta or purple for the feather. And probably after this dries a little bit, gonna want to lift up the, well, maybe I don't. I was gonna say lift up the dark that I got in the feather there. Oh, do you guys want me to zoom in? That probably would be helpful because you can't really see what I'm doing. Here, hang on. We're gonna do this the stupid way instead of the way that makes sense, because that's on brand. Okay, you guys are gonna have to remind me to put that back once we move on to the bottom corner. But for now, this will work well so that you can actually see what's going on. Hopefully at some point in this little streaming adventure I can get a better art camera, because the one I'm using right now is just like a basic webcam, which hopefully once I get an upgrade for an art cam, I can use that as a face cam. At least that was my original plan. We'll see how this all goes though. My life is kind of up in the air right now in a few different areas, so gotta see how it all shakes out before I get to decide what I'm actually doing with my life, which is frustrating, but such is the way. Okay, I need to let that dry a little bit before we do anything else with it. Unless I want to darken that edge a little bit. Change my mind. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit darker right there and right here. Probably go back over that again once we get it a little bit drier and come back to do the patches. I think that'll give it better depth. Yeah. I think that's too damp. Yeah, that's better, in my opinion. Which I guess is the opinion that matters here. Well, I also have a photo of me as a baby sitting next to me if anybody wants to see it. Found it while I was cleaning yesterday. I did post it on Tumblr. I don't think I posted it anywhere else. What colors do I want to do potions is our next question. Maybe a bright blue. I think I want to do that patch green. I guess red is another option. Actually, you know what? I want to make this one super bright pink because I just realized it looks like the potion bottles in Emperor's New Groove. So we can say that this is a cat potion or something, and I love that. That's why this cat looks so confused. It's because it's a person. It drank the potion. We're making lore for a sticker sheet, y'all. I think this one can be like a bright bluey green, and that will look nice with all the other colors we have going on. So let's get that going. I guess if I was smart, I would have brought some salt over here to do this. So I'm gonna finish these wet brush strokes, and then you guys are gonna listen to me walk to the kitchen for a second here. I'm just gonna keep talking to you because I have the headset on today, so because it doesn't pick up the construction as much. So here you go. We're walking to the kitchen together, and we're gonna get some salt. I think just regular table salt. Sometimes I use kosher, and sometimes I use really chunky, like coarse ground salt. I have like pink Himalayan salt because that was the only super coarse I could find. And I did that for one of the Year of Lyrics that I did. I can dig that out actually and show you. Because it does a really cool effect on wet watercolor because it like sucks up the pigment and the moisture. Let's see. Is that... No. In this pocket. This guy. So this one I did different sizes of salt to get the kind of, I don't know, bubbly effect here. I also used a wax crayon, which is why the letters look like that. So you can get some really cool effects with just plain salt because of the way it interacts with the moisture. And that one will be up for sale eventually, so stay tuned. If you want to claim it, become a patron. They get to claim everything before they go on sale. Okay. I now have table salt with me. So let's do an underlayer of Viridian Hue here. So I'm thinking I can do multiple layers and do salt on each layer. I haven't done multiple layered like that, but we'll see what happens. Because I'm just making it up, man. That's what art is. You just make it up until it turns out okay. I do want to pull up some of this pigment to make a like shine mark. On the top. Okay. Let's plop some salt on here and see how that goes. Right. So you can see how like the pigment is coalescing around certain grains. And once we brush those off, there will be little empty spots in the pigment underneath. Okay, let's do a poison for Kuzco. Kuzco's poison. Ooh, I probably want a smaller brush than that. This one. I think I don't want to do the salt on this one. So I like what the pink is doing right there. I probably want to add a little bit of magenta for like shadows in here. It's maybe more than a little bit of magenta. Whoops. That's better. Let's see, let's do the corks. Start out with some ochre, and then work our way up, or down, I guess, depending on how you view color. Oh, why is there a feather in my paint? Go away. I have a feather pillow, and so I end up with tiny little feathers like all over the place. It's probably stuck to my shirt or something. I also now have salt all over this table, which is how it goes. I probably should have poured it into like a shot glass or something, but that involves thinking ahead, and that's not on brand, so. I think in order to get like a good cork texture, I'll go back over this with a very, very small brush and some white gouache. Maybe some straight out of the tube dark umber. Tube, not tube. Thank you, mouth. Okay, those are working on drying. You're still wet, I can see. I guess I could work on filling the cat's eyes. I did not bring out my micron pens today. Oh well. We can just do that. Here, I'm just gonna... No, that isn't what I meant to do. Undo. Buddy. Buddy, please. Buddy. Come on. Thank you. I appreciate that Streamlabs is like relatively easy to use, but sometimes, man, it just does not want to do what I want to tell it to. And when your laptop is like hella slow, it doesn't always listen to you when you click to set something down after you've dragged it. You good now, bro? All right. That was fun. Okay, I'm gonna do the cat's pupils. I was gonna do them in micron pen, but I think doing them in watercolor is fine. I think I can manage this. If I end up not liking it, I can go back over it with Micron later, and that's fine. All right. I don't know what colors I want to do for the sparkles yet. I might do those last just to see like what I think will look good with the rest of the sheet, because they can be whatever. I just tossed them there because I wanted more in-between stickers. Let's work on the candy bowl. I want the bowl itself to be red, I have decided. I don't know why I feel like red is the right choice, but I feel like trick-or-treat bowls should be red, I guess. It's also going to balance out with the candle from up here a bit. Doing all the little individual candies is going to get interesting. I think I'm going to do like a kind of swipe over with blobs of color and then go back over for the ones that I've actually outlined and specify those colors and leave the background kind of blobby. I think that will look the best and make the most sense for the level of detail that we have on this, because these are all pretty small for watercolor paintings. But that is a problem for in the future after the bowl dries. Do you think I want to do like a little bit of orange for the highlight over here? Not that much orange. Just kind of like that. So maybe I'm just gonna end up putting flat color down for like most of these while the other stuff dries. I do really like the texture that this hat has so far. I may end up using the hairdryer just to blow the salt off once it's dry, because that's going to make my life a lot easier. I didn't think about that until just now. Usually what I would do is pick up the sheet and brush the salt off over the sink, but that's not going to happen on this piece because it's taped down. Sometimes I think things through, and today is apparently not that kind of day. Okay, I do think that I want to do our little Boo Ghost in green. Just because I think that's fun. I want him to look kind of ectoplasm-y. So I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, you can mostly see his bottom. If you can't see something that you want to see, just yell at me and I'll move the camera. It's no big deal. So I know I've got it zoomed in, which means you can't see the whole thing. We can zoom out in a bit to look at how everything looks, if people want that. Okay. So I think I'm not going to fill him in green entirely, but I am going to do like the shadows green while leaving the rest of it. I don't know what color I want his eyes to be. Maybe just like a darky forest green. I'm thinking like these places where the fabric would be gathered would be darker because you couldn't see through them as much. That's my thinking here. I have been working on cleaning up the line art for this digitally as a color sheet because I did scan it to do that. I was thinking I might do a kind of like giveaway coloring contest where I just put that up and then people could color the sheet and enter in to get a sticker sheet. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that or not, but I would like to. I think it would be fun for one, but also would be a good way to extend my reach on the interwebs, which, since I'm trying to sell art for a living, would help out a lot. Because one of the things with selling art is that sometimes your art just doesn't find the right people. So like there's art for everybody out there. You just gotta find it. And if you're an artist, you need to help people who would love your art find it. And hopefully those people also have money to pay you for it. So I think let that dry and then go back over it with a little bit of a darker green. Or maybe just more of the same green to make the pigment a little bit more intense. Let's see, how are we all doing? You're still a little damp. You're still a little damp. How about you? Still damp. I am going to turn off my mic for a second and I'm going to use the hairbrush to dry these for a second. So stand by, please. Or the hair dryer could just not work and cause everything to implode. That would work too. Let's try this again. All right, there we go. It's looking like, oh, that's why, never mind. Oh, I dyed my finger green. That's what I get for tapping things to see if they're dry. But you can kind of see on here the brain please, the kind of, I don't know, tie-dye effect there from the salt. Let me zoom this in a different way. Oh, that's going to be why. Okay. We're going to have to reset all of the camera stuff because life hates me. Is that going to help? Let me just return this to whence it was. Hopefully. Let's see if that helps. It does in fact help. All right. The camera disconnecting just reset some of the settings, so I needed to mess with it. Okay. I say we work on the hat a little bit, and then figure out our way from there. Ooh, my foot is asleep. That's fun. So I do want the feather to be purple. I think I'm going to lay down magenta first, though, for the highlights. It's too much water. Let's do this, and then I'll deepen it with a straight purple. I feel like purple isn't a straight color, though. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna need to lift up some of that dark color right there so that we can see the little feather curlicue right here. Go. And I think I want to do the patch a green, but I don't think I want to do it this green. I think I want to do a different green. I could also add some metallics to the potions if I felt like it. My new scanner picks up the metallic shine a lot better for prints and stuff than my old one did. So that's not as difficult to do anymore. This one's kind of bluey, but I think that will look nice. But I'm undecided on that so far. It wouldn't end up being metallic on the actual sticker sheet. I'm gonna do frosted finish for these ones, just the same that I did for the rainy day sticker sheet. Instead of doing like a holographic or something. Because if I do the holographic, the price point changes a considerable amount, and I don't think that it's a reasonable price to pay for a sticker sheet. Personally, I don't think that. And I'm not going to sell something if it's not at a price that I would buy. That's just how I roll. I think maybe the ribbon needs to be a blue color to even out. I also need to deepen the tear here. So let's do that. Right now. Right now. If I was less focused on personal branding, speaking of meow, this is how my brain works. Welcome to the horror show. If I wasn't so focused on doing the beans instead, I would have done meow meow beans, like from Community, for my channel points. And I would have 100% had the Dean going, "Oh, my meow meow beans," as a sound alert. Because that soundbite lives in my mind constantly, rent-free. Well, I guess not rent-free. It pays me in serotonin, which is nice because my brain doesn't like producing enough of that on its own. So I'll take it. But I'm so obsessed with that. Just that one line is so funny to me. I have 3 different versions of the sound file on my laptop. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with the Dean from Community. I love him. I'm just that kind of person who, whatever TV show I'm watching, I definitely pick up like at least one character's mannerisms, and I become that character if I'm watching the TV show a lot. And for Community, it is definitely the Dean. Why are you honking outside, people? Why? There's no need. Okay, I need to finish the feather before I do the ribbon, I think, just to keep the colors from bleeding into each other. So we're gonna work on the feather a bit. I think what I want to do is use a thin liner brush and do a lot of tiny little lines in purple, going the direction that the feather bits would. I don't know what the right word for that is. What is the right word for that? I'm looking it up because otherwise it's going to drive me nuts. I'm also apparently going to shove my fingernail into a paint pot. Let's see here. Oh. So this is what I'm looking at. So I guess the vein, and then each of the little pieces are hooklets. So I'm gonna do individual lines for the hooklets, I guess. The more you know. Yeah, branched barbs are hooklets. Okay. We learn every day on this beautiful planet Earth. So I'm gonna do so many little lines. Am I gonna stick my hand in anything wet? No. Okay. So join me as we make 1,000 tiny little lines. Probably should be doing them from the inside out, but that doesn't really make sense with the way the brush moves, so that would make sense with the darkness. Can you guys hear that? I hope not. It doesn't look like it could. Somebody just started up a leaf blower right next to the house. I don't know why they need a leaf blower today. Leaves aren't falling. There aren't any leaves. You didn't mow the lawn yet, so... Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. They're gonna start mowing the lawn now, aren't they? No. Well, maybe they're cutting down a tree. That would be new and different. I don't know. We've had so much stuff going on in the neighborhood lately. We had a construction crew there, like, at one of our neighbors' houses last week, and then they suddenly blocked our driveway and did construction right in front of it without warning us. That was fun. And now apparently they're back doing that across the street as well. And then we have some people who are just absolutely obsessed with lawn care, which mowing your lawn every other day is not a good choice for grass or my mental health. It's too loud. I guess that's what I get for living in a suburb, as if I had a choice. I think maybe I'll do some blue lines too, just to try and get like an iridescent quality to it. Without actually using metallics. I guess I should talk about what art projects I want to do after I finish this, because hopefully I'm finishing this today. I have 2 watercolor ideas that I want to do. And then maybe moving on to... Oh, sorry, I kicked the table. The fancy matting for a print that I have that I was thinking about. I've talked about that before, but I have a print from Trisha Hall, who also streams on Twitch, and I highly recommend. She's a great person. And I have a print from her that I want to do a fancy matting on, and what I want to do is extend the concept of the print onto the matting board with embroidery. So I want to do like a punch hole in a pattern on the matting board and then embroider on that to bring some of the qualities of the print to that, just to make it look kind of cool. So I'm hoping to do that at some point, but I also have these 2 watercolor ideas I've come up with in the past couple weeks. One is I'm calling the Tower 2. So if you do tarot at all, the Tower is like the bad card. It's like your world shattering, everything's ending and changing, and everything gets torn down to the foundations. And I had an idea when I felt like my life was imploding a little bit ago, that it would be really accurate to where I was at the time, and kind of funny to do a tower 2 where you can see the tower on fire on top, but you're looking up from a hole that's underneath the tower where you thought you were down at the foundation, and all of a sudden the foundation crumbles too. So I'm thinking that. And then I also have one I'd like to do that's related to depression, which I'm sure will shock everybody who knows me, that I want to do art related to depression. But I saw somebody else do a cool thing where they used a compass, like to draw a circle, but they did it with a paintbrush to make a kind of gradient and perfect circles in the art. And with that, I think I want to do something about like the cyclical nature of depression, and kind of how you can get into a spiral and you can feel like you aren't taking the next step, and how words that were repeated to you during your depression can end up meaning something different once you've worked with yourself to get out of it. So my idea is to do circles starting with like black and then going in gray and then moving out into color, with a phrase repeated on all of the levels, because that just feels like me lately, where I'm at. So I'd like to do that. That one will be a little bit difficult to film, I think, or record, I guess. And I also don't know what I'm doing, really, because it's just like kind of a random thing I haven't really done before. But I think that would be fun to see how it works and play with. I'm also going to stream on my birthday, I've decided, which is August the 20th, which is a Sunday. And I'm going to stream in the afternoon time slot because I have something else going on in the morning. But I'm going to do that, and I have some Finnish candy that I got, which is my Finnish friend's favorite candy mix. So I bought some of that to try, and I haven't tried it yet, but there's a couple different flavors of hard candy, including salmiakki, which is the like salty ammonia licorice, which I've had before, but I haven't had it since I was in middle school, and I remember liking it. So, but I have that to try, and I think I've convinced my brother to try that with me on camera, which will be interesting. And then I also would like to do a like meet the artist kind of spreadsheet, like a little, I guess, artist CV kind of, except in art and not in talk. But I thought that would be a nice way to just do something both useful on my birthday and something that I'll find fun. And also, instead of doing like New Year's resolutions starting in January, I tend to do them around my birthday. That's also when I tend to start new art projects. So I think that doing a meet the artist summary kind of page on my birthday or around my birthday every year would be a good thing to start doing. And it will also give me something to put for a pinned post on my Instagram, because I need to think about that because I don't have one up yet. I also need to start doing Instagram stories. I don't know how to do that either. I just remember when the internet was just like a mystical place that you could disappear onto instead of having to feed an algorithm constantly. Remember when there weren't ads? Because I do. Remember when one of the coolest things you could do on a Friday night was go hang out at somebody else's house and watch them surf the web on their computer? I'm that many years old. Okay, I think I'm going to add some texture to the patch. And I think I'm going to do that by, let's see, what color do I want to use? I think maybe the same color because it's not going to be as quite as dark. I'm using this little pot of mix for that color. I think I kind of want to do like a like that to give kind of a weave aspect to it versus the leather or felt of the hat. Could be either with that texture. Okay, let that dry and then I'll do the other direction to give the weave. I think that's dry enough that I can do the ribbon now, which I think kind of a blue is the right answer there. So what blue is the next question? Let's start with cobalt teal and work our way from there. Giving a little green underline and then doing this one will give us a nice color. Add some more pigment over here for the shadow and over here. There we go. Okay, I think the next thing, because this is going to take a while to dry, I'm going to do the blobbies here. So I'm going to wet the paper and then just slap some colors down. If anybody wants to take a wild stab at what I was thinking about these candies would be when I was drawing them, go for it. This one right here, I have a very specific thought for. And this one. Two of the things that are in so many Halloween candy mixes. So they'll be getting specific colors. The rest are kind of a mix and match deal. Okay.
Blazing in the blue of ruined ribbons, I know that I've got a life worth living. I've been up an hour and I already cut out of my tree. Pulled all of the bones outside their legs and tied them up with snake strings by your bed. And now I guess I'll rearrange your garden and sleep all day.
Probably gonna end up having to go over the lollipop sticks with a gel pen. Just to make them stand out a little bit. I probably shouldn't have put that there, but that's fine. Those yellow and purple are complementary colors, so it'll make kind of a brown if they mix too much, but I think that's fine. Not a big deal. Let's see, let's do... Too much. There we go. That's better. Just gonna pull the color that's already here to the edges so that we don't have any big white spots. For most of these, I haven't been going over the micron lines again, but I might for the candy just to make them stand out a little bit more. I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe just leaving it kind of messy is the right answer. I do think that I want to put some color other than yellow around that box right there. Maybe some blue. Just because the box is dots. That's what I was thinking of. That yellow really spread out and took over. Yeah, I think that's better. So that it's not all the same color there. I do think I want to add something a little darker here maybe. Just because it's pretty dark on the one side and then it's lighter over there, which makes it feel unbalanced to me. I think that's better. And once that's dry, I can shade the bowl a little darker. Let's see. Do I like the potions the way they are? I think I do like this one. Not entirely sold on this one yet. I think I want some more blue on top of that, which will involve some more salt too, I think. And we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure how it'll layer up. That's too dark. There we go. But hopefully it will give it a cool texture. Oh, I've been mentioning this on and off like all summer, but we are going to end up having our roof done this summer, so I may not stream for a little bit depending on how long that takes and when it happens, just because I don't think you guys want to hear people pounding on my roof. Just as a guess. If you do, we can just have a hangout with me stream about listening to people pound on the roof. Salt time. This is probably too much salt, but that's okay. There. Now throw some salt over the shoulder, just in case, since I spilled some. Let's see, I think that's probably dry enough for me to mess with some more. I think maybe I want to lighten that up a little bit with a different green or some yellow or something, but first we will do the other directionality for the pattern, like the weave pattern here. I am trying to make darker on the dark side. I think maybe just doing like a pop of yellow over top of that once it's all the way dry will help with that. I just feel like it's a little bit too dark. So it blends in more than I want it to. How about you, Ribbon? I think we can work on you some more too. Excellent. Let's see. I think that hat's looking pretty good. I think the last thing to do is that pop of color on the patch after it dries up. Maybe I also want to do a little bit of a higher pink over there. Just on the edges of the feather here. Yeah. Right. I don't know that I want to do anything to denote the glass in the jars for these. I think maybe that's going to end up muddying it more than actually helping, but I will probably go over with gel pen and do a highlight down across the potion, because that will help establish that without having to add like a blue or something over it for the glass. I guess I'll work on those corks a little bit. There it is. Mixing some of the raw umber with the white gouache just to do some little dots here to try and help give it the texture. Of cork. Not that a lot of things actually use real cork anymore. Maybe witches do, I don't know. I bet they do it more sustainably. Most witches. Okay. Now I want to do just the plain umber. There. Now for the ghosty. I think that I want to do this green, which is a green that I have mixed up. Then kind of do an outline-ish concept here. Still haven't decided what color I want to make his mouth and eyes. That's probably dark. Maybe just adding some gray to this green to tone it down a bit. Because I don't think I want it to be glowing. I think having the darker green. Oh, hey, Leprous. Sorry, I was very focused on this little boo ghost. How are you doing? I think having the green up by his head is great because it makes him look like he's, I don't know, seasick or something. He's sick of the grind. He's sick of having to boo at everybody. Let's see. I think I want to put another fold there. Then maybe I'll work on mixing a color for his facial features. When does school start back up? Lapras works at school. This is why I asked school. I can read, I promise. Because I know ours starts up this coming Tuesday, I think. Pretty soon. But I don't know what the school district is like there. Oh, the end of the month. That's forever from now. But soon it'll happen. Okay, let's try mixing up a color for his facial features. Let's do this. Maybe a little bit of this. Then some Payne's Gray. And we'll see what color that makes. Yeah, I think that's good. Sorry, I was saying that whole process and you can't even see what I'm doing. This is the color. This is what I mixed up just now. Oh boy, my neck hurts. Thank you. I'm really excited about this sheet. I'm pleased with how it's turning out. Maybe that is green enough that it actually doesn't separate from the cloth as much. So maybe I'll go over that with just some gray later. Maybe it just needs to be more pigmented and I'm being stingy. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that's better. That's going to take forever to dry. That's okay though. It is leaking out a little bit, but I think that's okay. I can pick it up later if I feel like it's too intense. Let's see, what next? I think, are you dry? Yeah, let's try slapping some yellow on that and see what I think. But I am absolutely going to have a paper towel at the ready in case I don't like it. So I just feel like it's blending into the hat a little bit too much. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's better. It is gonna maybe not show the lines I did earlier, but we can redo that. That's not a big deal. I think that's better. Let's see, what else? What else? I think I'm gonna leave this potion jar the way it is because I really do think that it looks like Cusco's poison and I'm in love with that now that I've realized it. And this one's still drying. So perhaps it is pumpkin time. I love this little confused guy. Like, that's such a mood. Tag yourself. Which one of these faces are you today? I think I'm the cat, honestly. Like, I'm hanging in. I don't really know what's going on, but my eyes are wide and ready for silly time. Okay. Do I want both of those pumpkins to be orange? I guess is the next question. We do have a lot of orange pumpkins up in the corner that you can't see right now. So it will help balance that out. But we also have a yellow one up there. So maybe I want to make this guy a little bit more yellow and then do orangey red on this one to balance with the one in the upper corner. Sorry, I need to stop clicking my tongue. That's probably like super loud. Yeah, let's make this guy a little yellowy. And maybe his eyes will be black instead of lit up yellow. Exactly. It's such a good movie. Truly, when they let all of the animators be weird in that era, it paid off so well. And they should let them loose again. Just let the Florida studio do whatever they want. Because that's how we ended up with like Lilo and Stitch and Emperor's New Groove. Two amazing originals. And Emperor's New Groove really gave us like the epitome of a himbo with Kronk. And I don't think Disney has ever matched that again. Lilo and Stitch is so good. Even though they cut out like a bunch of it, it was still just such a good movie. Because they did cut out a lot of the stuff that commented on tourism in Hawaii, which is a big deal. Speaking of, that volcano like completely burned part of Maui. So I should set up a command to bring up those fundraisers to help out. I did donate a little bit, but it's not as much as I'd like to, so I should spread the word. Reminder to self. But there were a couple scenes in Lilo and Stitch that commented specifically on the tourism industry, which I thought was really cool. They cut them because maybe a little bit too much of a real statement for Disney to buy in on. But it has such a lot of good commentary, and it's just fun. Do I want to add more orange to that? Maybe I want to add green to it. Yeah, I think that's better. But Ohana means family, and family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. It's like A+. I think, especially in this day and age, having a movie where the main message is found family is big. Because that is becoming an increasing reality for a lot of people. Okay, I love the way that looks right now, so I'm going to stop touching it. Hi, Graham. How are you today? Sippy, on it. Ooh, I did not refill this before I started. Loud slurp. Stretching. Say something nice about myself. Normal cranky or new cranky? Because sometimes you have extra cranky, and then that makes it worse because it's not normal cranky. Something nice about myself. I'm having trouble with that today. I really like my hair. How about that? It helps. Because like I've been so wrapped up in like writing business notes and looking at everything I need to do to like actually start making this a proper business and like get a business license. So that is something, let me tell you. Oh, I actually have people here now. Do you guys want to see a photo of me when I was a baby that I found while I was cleaning yesterday? I'm pretty sure the answer is yes, but I'll wait and let you actually answer. Yeah. The capitalism does that. I'm still actively stretching. I've been doing like actual proper morning stretches lately, which help, but I'm still just, I don't know, a bunch of old rubber bands in a flesh suit. Yeah, working with other people is always something. Okay, let's do, I guess I didn't do the stem on that guy. That's alright, I can do it once the yellow dries some more so we don't end up with the brown seeping in. Okay, stretch accomplished, if that wasn't clear. I want to start with this color for this one, and then we'll work up to some reds. Once I get the color down on this, I will show show y'all the baby picture. How about that? It's funny because I don't know why it was there, because I was working on cleaning up the room that I'm hoping to turn into the stream art room, where I have a proper desk and I can actually set things up and leave them. And I just found this photo in the closet, and I don't know why it was there. It was just hanging out, a single loose photo that was all dusty, and I don't know why, but it was there. And it's an interesting photo because you can actually see the birthmark I had when I was a baby, which faded as I got older. But I had a birthmark on the bottom of my big toe. And according to my mom, when she first took me home to bathe me, she was scrubbing at it super hard because she thought that I'd gotten my toe really dirty. Nope. She was trying to scrub pigment off of me. That's a good first layer. So here, it's at the beach. Baby Katie. Looking pissed that somebody is interrupting her. Not much has changed. There's my tiny little baby toe. Hey Trish, how you doing? I was just talking about you a little bit ago. Which I'm sure will shock you. But yeah, you can see my tiny little baby toe. And you can see the birthmark that is no longer there. I was a really cute kid. Like, look at these curls. I have them chubby cheeks, baby. That's my mom's foot, which is wild to me that I can. Yeah, I don't talk to people that much. So the streaming thing has definitely been different. I really have noticed how sore my throat gets because I just don't talk that much. And I think this is my Auntie Fifi, who was my great aunt, just because of the nails. She always did her nails really nice. But yeah, there's baby me at the beach in Oregon. Yeah, Grim has heard my voice more than most people because we talked on a regular basis for a while. But yeah, that would have been either in Seaside, Oregon, or it would have been near my grandma's house in Humboldt County. Those would be the two beach areas that I went to a lot as a kid. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see, can I manage to make this zoom out so you can actually see the whole sheet? That's the next question. My camera has been a bit of a pain in the butt today, which isn't really its fault, but I keep zooming this in randomly so that people can actually see what I'm doing. Come on, buddy. You can do it. So we've got some pumpkins and stuff up here, a cauldron. I'm pretty pleased with how the candles turned out here. Thank you! Yeah, I figure like actually saying what I'm doing helps keep me on track. I'm one of those people who always has like an extended to-do list because if I don't write it down, I will forget what I'm doing at any given moment. And that's part of the aesthetic of the stream too. Is just a paper with so many extra notes on it. Maybe. But you also have me there most of the time saying, hey, by the way. But like, I'll switch over to one of my other scenes for a second here. You can't see the iPad because it's not there, but I've been doing a food paint challenge, and so I have the little reference stuck up there. Good luck, Grim. I'm just like that because I know that my brain is also full of worms, and so it's a whole kit and caboodle. I'm sorry, Grim. That's the worst fate in the world. Good luck. Maybe it'll go to voicemail and you won't have to deal with it. Let's see. I probably should mess with the candy some more, but I'm not feeling it right now. I could also brush the salt off of that really fast. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to use a hairdryer to help brush the salt off. So I can still see you, you just can't hear me. Oh, you have to go a whole week. Do you know when you're gonna get it set up? I know you've been there for a little bit, but I think the second layer salt really did not do that much, but that's fine. Yeah, I guess let's add some brighter colors to the candy now that it's dry. I think this yellow is actually pretty well on track. Oh, great. That's awful. I'm sorry. Oh, that is nice. Getting some stuff for free always helps ease the blow, but gosh, having to run your own business without internet sounds like a nightmare and a half, aside from just being able to connect with people, you know? That reminds me, I still need to contact Spider or give you Spider's information. One of the queer artists that I follow lives in Portland and does a bunch of stuff. I actually just got some of their stuff as from a Kickstarter a little bit ago. Oh, good. But that so many websites just are not made to work well on phones, especially with forums. So I'm sure that's a bit frustrating. But Spider lives in Portland and does art markets and stuff like that, and also is very focused on the queer community. So I think giving you his contact info is probably a good bet. Yeah, I will write that down so I remember to do it. Well, hopefully remember to do it. But they do a lot of like clothing and stuff like that with cool patterns. Congratulations, Grim, you did it. I hate phone calls so much. Nobody ever sticks to the script that I have in my mind, and that's an issue for me. Yeah, I've been applying for jobs and like doing phone calls in some instances I'm okay with. Like if I'm comfortable in the environment and I know that I have the authority on the phone call, I'm okay. So I applied for like a receptionist job at one of the queer focused like help centers up here, which would be like in person, but I can't do, there's so many data entry jobs, for instance, that like say that they're just data entry, but really they want you to do phone calls, and that's not data entry. Hate to break it to you. Oh, good. At least you can play some games. What have you been doing game-wise? I'm sure there are a lot of fun options. Teague seems like he has an interesting game taste, and you guys seem to match up okay in that regard. Yeah, I can hope, Grim, because I'm sure if that happened, you'd share the wealth with me by buying so much art. Let's see, I want to brighten up that red a little bit. Dragon Quest Builders, I don't know that one. It sounds interesting though. It sounds like something I'd like. Do you guys know what you want this time? Have you like been talking about it, I mean? Oh, that sounds awesome, Trish. Okay, I was gonna say, because I'm trying to spread the word. If you guys wanted to boost me on the podcast for a bit, we could work something out, I'm sure. So if I do say so myself, I think that one logo is actually pretty good. Especially since Z was interested in doing like patches and stuff like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you guys want to help boost the word so that I don't actually have to start working retail again, that would be great. Because, fun fact, I still have trauma dreams from the last in-person job that I worked. So that's great. Although doing the excuse me, the dream journal stuff has actually really helped with how many recurring nightmares I've been having. So I'm down to like 2 standard types of nightmares from like 7, which is nice. Yeah. Yeah. The thing with retail is like I haven't actually worked in a brick and mortar for like 10 years, a little less than that. But they'll generally accept people who have a spotty work history if they're needy enough, which some places are and some places aren't. So if I can do retail for a little bit, then I can kind of and get my professional references back up to scratch. It'll help in the long term for finding another job. Hang on, I apparently need to cough really bad. Is that better? Yes, I don't sound like I'm dying now. That's good. Yeah, I've been doing the visual dream journal for a little over 2 years. So this, I actually have it right here so I can show you. So this is the first one, the citrus shrooms. And the most recent one, which I just posted yesterday, which I think you can really see how my watercolor work has improved, especially in this bit right here. Because usually I would have done line art in Micron, but this is all watercolor. So I did pencil lines down and then I did the rest with watercolor without any reference images, except for this one. I used a reference image for this one because it's my grandpa and it's a photo that I took of him. So, but yeah, I think I'm learning what, but also it's really like the majority of these are nightmares of one form or another. This one was the 22nd one, and I have one triptych in here. But I'm probably going to be wrapping up this project soon and moving on to something that is a little bit more marketable, which I hate using that word, and I hate that I have to, but such is the way. But it'll also allow me to marry what I'm doing for Patreon and what I'm doing on stream, which will make my life so much easier. So much easier. Yeah, some of them are like really hard to figure out how to paint. Just figuring out which. So like for instance, that dream, it actually wasn't just a straight dream. It was actually like slapped in between other dreams. Like it was trying to come through like a radio frequency kind of in little snapshots, which is why I did the Polaroids. So it took me a long time to figure out how to actually portray that. I've been sitting on that one for like maybe a year and a half. So it does involve a level of vulnerability, telling other people your secrets. So, and sometimes I'm comfortable with that and some I'm not. Which is why I have like a whole list of dream options. And let's see, there's one, I'll pull it out in a second here. There's one in here where I straight up did not describe the dream at all. And in my notes, I said, this is that one dream you remember and we won't talk about it again. Which number was that? Like 12? 12. Look at me. This one. Nobody knows what the stream is about, and I won't tell you. It's a secret. It's like we aren't acknowledging this, but it would make a good piece of art, so we're gonna do it. But it really does involve a level of vulnerability that not everybody is comfortable with. But I've always been like, I'm that kind of person who's way over vulnerable in certain things so that people don't ask me about the stuff that I don't want to be vulnerable about. And I've been working on that with myself for a long time. Once you realize that pattern, it's kind of hard to keep going with it. So I've been trying to be better about that, but it also lends itself well to the kind of vulnerable art that I have been doing. But I think I need to start selling things that aren't tiny pieces of my soul. I think that's going to be better for me at this point. Oh, thank you. I like to think I'm doing something good, but who knows? So often you don't really know what mark you're going to leave on the world until it's too late for anybody to tell you. But I've always said that my big thing is that I want to make a positive difference in a few people's lives that I care about. And I think I've managed to do that and continue to do that. So that's the big part. Why are you mowing your lawn again, neighbor? It's unnecessary. That is too intense. Chill out. See, this isn't even the guy with the flamethrower. We got somebody else who moved in, and they're just as crazy about the lawn as the last guy was, except without the flamethrower. So maybe a little less crazy. But I'm wondering if it's like part of the rental agreement or something that they have to mow the lawn X amount of times, or if whoever owns that house just finds people who are really into lawn care. We've been like straight up not mowing our lawn, so we have a bunch of wildflowers and stuff in it now, which is great. And I love it. The neighbors don't like it so much, but the bees do. Since we've done that, we've had less wasps in the house, which was something I didn't like. Yeah. The thing about this guy, so he was living here next door last summer when we had a burn ban on because we were having a horrible fire season. And he was still burning things in his lawn with a flamethrower, a handmade flamethrower. Like it clearly was not a properly made one because it was just a tube stuck to a propane tank. And I watched him attach it to the propane tank on his own with some like duct tape, which doesn't seem safe. I was impressed that he didn't blow himself up. And yeah, we're just living on the Moose's property. Yeah, I don't know. That guy was an interesting person. But he doesn't live there now, so we're free. Let's do a little bit of yellow over here. Yeah, I do think that yellow on the patch helped it a bit. It was too dark before. I think we are reaching the point where I actually need to decide what color the sparkles need to be. And the answer is I don't know. So I may just pick random colors. If anybody has an opinion, you could influence one of these sparkles right now. Blue, all right. didn't really have a plan for what I was going to do with those ones. I just felt like it needed more tiny stickers in between. Because a lot of these are like big ones, big boy stickers instead of the little ones. Yeah, they're on my other sticker sheet too. You have one of them because I sent you one. But I just like little sparkles. I just like little sparkles. And I like drawing them. They're fun to draw. Yeah. Good luck, Lapras. Peanut butter cookies can be hard because if your peanut butter isn't like the right consistency, they end up really crumbly. And chocolate chips don't help with that. I haven't made peanut butter chocolate chip cookies since I made them for Grimm last time. Because that's their favorite. Okay, I wanted to deepen the shadow on the bowl too. That was something I was going to do. I think I'm going to use the more violet red versus the bright red to do that. Yeah. I think maybe adding a little bit, not that much, goodness gracious. A little bit more orange right here. Bright blue sparkles. How wet are you? I want to stick my hand on you. That is not pigmented enough. Come on, buddy. That's better. Oh, I haven't used the mixes. I don't know either. There's probably, like, if you Google it, there's probably somebody who has an article with like 35,000 ads on it that will tell you how. I have Oreos here. Maybe I'll eat Oreos with lunch today. Yeah. Although you can't usually see the life story because all the ads are in the way, especially if you're looking on your phone. I think maybe yellow and something else there. Maybe yellow and magenta. It's too much water. Come on, buddy. They still have not fixed the game that this song is from, so I can play it. I'm just gonna be salty every time it comes up on my playlist. I may email the dev again and be grumpy at them. See, I think a little bit of green on here. This is supposed to be like a dots container. I don't know, that just seems like a quintessential trick-or-treat bowl candy to me. Always those little box of dots that are so stale that you really can't chew them. I do think I will go over the popsicle stick with a gel pen, which I did bring out with me today. I thought it through for once. Let's see, I do think that I want the face on this guy to be dark instead of lit up. So that's easy to do now, as long as you're dry enough, yeah. Oh, and I also need to do their stems, that's the other thing. This was maybe too big of a paintbrush to do this with, but that's okay. I could go get my Buddy Crocker like old school cookbook and look up the peanut butter recipe if you want, Lapras. I'll do that for you because I like you that much. I don't know how to do the cookie mix, but I'm guessing that the cookie mix is mostly just like the flour and stuff. Because back when that recipe book was written, the cookie mixes didn't exist. Yeah, sure. You guys can walk with me because I'm wearing the headset. We've already gone to the kitchen once today. So let's go to the recipe book shelf together. We're walking through my house now. Are you excited to be on an adventure that you can't see? Because my mom had a cookbook that was this era, and whenever I went down to visit my parents, I'd take photos of this cookbook because the newer recipes just hit different. Like, this book still tells you to use lard, which makes a big difference. It's not scared to tell you to use things that might kill you. So let's see. And so my dad finally just bought us a copy because he was annoyed that I kept messing up his cookbook. Let's see, cakes, cobblers, cookies. Peanut butter cookies. All right, there is no butter in this, and there is peanut butter. So I think your concept of putting in peanut butter instead of butter will go well. I think you're on the right track. Yeah, no problem. Happy to help. It probably was about time for me to get up and walk around a bit anyway. Stem, that was the next step. I think for those ones, I'm just going to lay that ochre down and let it dry, then go back over and do some lines with a darker brown. Just to give it some texture. We're nearing complete on this one, guys. I think doing some gel pen highlights in a few places while those dry is the next step. So let's see. I know I considered doing highlights on the candles, but I don't think they really need it anymore. I do need to do the face on this guy too, but we'll get there. So I really don't think I need color in the potion bottles, especially since I cut out all the stickers by hand. I don't do like a color replace. If I did do a color replace, I would add some color to the white spots that I wanted to stay, but since I don't do that, not a big deal. Okay, face. Do I want him to be lit up? I think yes. I think I want to do it with this yellow. And maybe add a little bit of green to it. Don't think I'm going to do the same bloom wipe away that I did on this guy. I'm not 100% pleased with how that looks, so I don't think I'm going to do it again. Like, it looks fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't really like it. I may add a little bit of green to that just to differentiate it. From the orange. Yeah. I think maybe I will also use a gel pen to add some more dots on the corks. Like that. And let's see, doing the lollipop stick was the other thing I needed to do. Yeah, I don't think I want to add any more highlights to the skull with gel pen. I think it's fine the way it is. I could for the teeth, but I think that's going to make the teeth stand out a bit too much from the rest of it. So I was right. We were going to finish this today. Yay! That means I can scan it and get started on making it ready to order from the sticker place. I do have... I'm thinking I'm going to do an individual of the hat, an individual of the skull with the candle. And then I also have... I showed these at the beginning of the stream, but I'll show them again. Some other... I printed out some test sizes. So I think I'm going to do this sticker, which is from a Hozier lyric from my Year of Lyrics, and I can actually pull out the original here. Hang on a second. I think I'm going to do that as an individual sticker, just because I think the design is good for that. Let's see, where are you? It's a big stack, so I'm looking through it. All these originals are going up for sale. I'm splitting them out week by week. So I'm doing about 14 a week until I'm out of them because I had 71 originals to put up for sale, which is a lot. So this is the original art for that one. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a sticker about this size for that. And I'm probably just going to do that plain glossy because I think that'll work well with it. And then, yes, for now I'm exclusively on Ko-Fi. If you do, let's see how slow my laptop is at typing. Oh, not too bad today. For now, I'm only on Ko-Fi. I also have prints available on InPrint because I'm not doing my own prints yet, but hopefully I will be soon. Oh, do I not? Maybe I just did it as prints. But I am actually like going hopefully soon through the process of applying for a business license and getting my own website set up because there are a few more adult themed projects that I'd like to do, and you can't sell anything even vaguely sexual through Ko-Fi or Patreon or through PayPal or any of that stuff. So hopefully I'll be doing that soon. Yeah, we'll see how far I get with it. If I do end up getting a retail job, I might have to drop that, honestly, because I just straight up don't have the brain power to do a full-time job and that. But we'll see. I'm talking to my dad soon because he said that he might be willing to invest in stuff like that to help me get started. So we have a talk about that soon, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I've been planning to move forward with that for a while, and life kind of changed, so I need to either do it or not at this point. But then I also have the bird sticker that I want to do, the bird scissors that I want to do an individual sticker of. Where is the original for that? Here it is, which I have a sewing sticker sheet that's going to be coming out soon, probably about the same time as the Halloween one. So this is the original art, which is for sale on my Ko-Fi right now. If you want it, you could buy it. And so I think I'm going to do an individual sticker of that too. Probably this size. This is like the actual size of the art, but I think that's a little bit too big for a sticker. I don't think you'd be able to stick it on very much, but this one I think is a better size for that, so I'll probably be doing that when I do my sticker order. Yeah. So soon, hopefully soon, more stickers. Because who doesn't like a sticker? The original art for my rainy day sheet is also up for sale right now. So that's exciting. Yeah, and then I have more originals going up on Monday, the 14th. My patrons have a video right now of what all's going up specifically on Monday because they all get the chance to claim original pieces before they go for sale publicly. So if there's something you're dying to have, that's the best way to claim it. I do have one claimed that won't be going up for sale from the Year Lyrics stuff. Where is it? I don't remember which week it was off the top of my head. There it is. This one has been claimed and will be going to its new home soon. Then there's, because I did a whole year where I did a piece of typography art once a week for a whole year. So some of them are, this is the early stuff. This one is week 5. So these are all going up for sale kind of randomly, and there will be prints available for most of them, but not all of them. So yeah, I had a whole year of this before I started doing the Dream Journal project. So, and this project is actually the reason why I started doing a Patreon in the first place. So, all sorts of stuff. I learned a lot doing this, which I think you can tell from the beginning to the end. You can definitely, there's one in specific, where is it? This one. This is the I've been learning from Trisha piece. When I finally was like, okay, yeah, I can figure out how to do watercolor properly. I've been watching somebody else do it. I can do it, right? Because like I mostly do like before I did like big kind of color swatches and stuff like that. So like stuff like this, that's a little bit more simple. But yeah, you can tell the song for this one is The Moth by Amy Mann. And like I was like, oh, it's a moth, it's Trisha. Go back in there. But I did some really weird stuff with these ones too. This one isn't a weird one, it's just cool. Bunch of cogs. Which the song this lyric is from is the band that's playing right now, ACS, which is one of my favorites, and they stream on Twitch too. Then like this one is fluorescent, so under a black light it fluoresces. Stuff like that. I did some really fun play around stuff with this stuff and learned a lot for sure. It's wild that practicing art actually makes you better at art. Who decided that? Should be illegal. But yeah, so pretty much I think I just have the stems to finish on these, and then we can zoom out and do a tape peel. Well, maybe we can zoom out if my camera will work with me for once. I need to get a new camera arm too, because this one is one of those bendable ones and it just is not up to snuff. Yeah, right. Practice makes you better. What? Nah, can't be right. Okay, made that just a little bit too dark, so let's mellow that out a little bit. There, that's better. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I know how that goes, especially because just full-time job and brain worms is hell of a combination, even without also wanting to be creative, which sucks, just on a base level. And also is why that we should have UBI. Join me for more hot socialist takes. Okay, let me see if I can zoom this out a little bit more so that you can actually see what's going on. Yeah, it's decided to not properly zoom out. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna move the camera. Watch out. If you're lucky, you get a glimpse of my shirt. And then we hope that Twitch doesn't ban me for showing booba. Not that you can actually see anything, but that doesn't stop them. That's a little bit better anyway. Would you also kill Universal Studios? Here we go. It's happening. We'll see how well the paper is held up. Being taped for 3 weeks. Just 3 weeks, I think. Maybe longer than that. My sense of time is not great. Ta-da! Stickers, but make them spooky. What is this notification I have? Are you important? A little important. That was only 5 minutes ago. Okay. I don't have my Micron pens out here. I can't sign it. I've made an error. That's the problem with having to move all my stuff back and forth every time I stream. Ugh. I will sign it off camera. It's fine. So there's that. We do have some more projects coming up. I mentioned earlier, but I'll say again, I have 2 watercolor projects I want to get done, and then I also have a fancy matting for one of Trisha's prints that I want to do. And I've never tried to do it before in the way that I'm thinking of doing it, so we'll see how that goes. But I think the 2 watercolors are going to come first. Yeah, so for the witch print that you sent me, what I want to do is punch holes in the matting board and kind of extend the mushrooms and stuff with embroidery on the matting, just to kind of make it look funky and cool. But I haven't tried to do that before, especially not with matting board. I've embroidered on paper before, but not something that thick. So it's going to involve a fair amount of planning and punching holes where I need them. And we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping it'll look good, but I have a backup matting board if it doesn't turn out. And then the 2 watercolors, I have one that's going to be about, well, technically they're both about depression, but you know, one is going to be depression, and it's going to be a square. I already know that much. I'm going to do a square composition for it. And the other one I'm calling the Tower 2, which is basically like the tower but worse is my concept, where like you feel like you've hit the foundation and then all of a sudden the foundation you thought you had crumbles away. So you're looking up at the tower still burning from like the dungeon, basically. So I think those 2 are first, and then I'll work on fancying up the mat for the print so that I can hang that in my stream space that I've been working on setting up. All sorts of progress and all sorts of places. We're going. I do really feel like I'm a toddler running, though. Like, you know, that point where they're tipping a little too far forward because they've been going too fast and they can't keep their balance, and it's just a matter of time before they fall flat on their faces. You're just waiting for it. That's kind of where I feel I'm at. So we'll see how long before I fall flat on my face. Because I really feel like I'm doing so much stuff all at once. But maybe we'll manage. I think once I get that room set up, it'll help a lot to just have a space where I can actually leave everything set up instead of setting up for traditional art streams and then breaking it down and then setting it back up, because I'm in the shared living space at the moment. But we'll get there. It'll be fine. We can do this. But yeah, I really feel like this year has been the Tower 2 for me the whole time. It's like every time I get some sort of balance, something else happens. And like I'm chugging through it, but I'm not happy about it. So I am going to find somebody for us to stream. I appreciate that. Thanks, Trish. But like, the good thing is that I've realized how much of the positivity I've put into the world has come back to me when I needed it. Like, I have such a great supportive network of people that I've built up over the past few years, which has helped me not spiral out of control at any point during this. So it's just very gratifying, I guess, to see that being kind to other people has made it so that I have other people who want to be kind to me, because I'm just kind of like that with the kindness. But it's nice to know that people have your back, especially when the people you thought had your back don't anymore. So yeah, I have my people. I've found my people, and it's gonna be okay. It's just rough sometimes. Which is no great statement or anything. Not some secret of the universe, but did turn out all right. So let me see who else is live right now. If my laptop will do it. It seems to be holding up okay today, knock on wood. Like, she can't breathe right now. That's her fan's going hardcore, but that's pretty much normal for doing anything on a Mac. So that's another part of the stream setup, is talking to one of my brother's friends enjoys building computers in his spare time, and so I'm going to talk to him about that stuff. Let's see. I don't see anybody doing art in my sphere at the moment. Who are you? Why did I follow you? One of the things about having been on Twitch since like 2014 is that I've followed a bunch of people who I don't remember why I followed them in the first place. Let's see, you seem cool. Oh, and they're doing a celebration stream. I don't remember why I followed them, but I know they're queer safe, so we can follow them. We can go raid this person. They're doing some shiny hunting, which is usually a pretty chill time, so we can go bother them. Okay. Come on, buddy, you can do it. There we go. My computer is slow. All right, I'm gonna switch to the ending screen while I just ramble for a little bit, because I spent time on that and I'd like for it to be visible at some point. Thanks so much, everybody, for showing up and chatting, and it's great to see you, Trish, and hear you're doing all right, even if you aren't going to have internet for a bit. Keep my fingers crossed for you in that regard. So thanks for showing up, chatting, hanging out, and letting me ramble a whole bunch. I will update you on socials about the sticker sheet and when that's going to be available. And I'm still working on getting a coloring sheet of the line art ready. And I'll let you know if I'm going to do that giveaway with that or not. I'll make a decision in the next week or so. And let you know. All right. Everybody take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.